Hi there. So I wanted to do a quick video on the new Clocks and Colors and Peter McKinnon collaboration ring. It's this one over here. Let's see. It's the one called Aurora. It comes in their standard box. This is size 6. Again, named Aurora. It's the blue one. They have a blue and the green. And the stone here is Petersite. I believe that's what it's called. So first things first, this is my second Clocks and Colors ring. First one I got about a year ago, almost exactly a year ago during Black Friday sale. It's this one. It's the Peter McKinnon, the Voyager. The Voyager. I like this one, but these two are quite different, so I'll be comparing both of them to give you a better explanation. Both of them are silver rings, and just to start, in terms of the wear and tear of the silver rings, I dinged this one a little bit, but nothing crazy, nothing that you can notice. Like, I've mostly just the underside of the ring, as you would expect, but nothing crazy, to be honest. No one would even know. And this one, just to give you a little bit more context, this ring is a little bit more brushed finished, so it's not as sparkly, kind of like as you would see this one. So it's more rugged. There's a lot more textures textures made on the outside of the ring, and even stone itself is more kind of like coarse as opposed to reflective. So that's where this one becomes a little bit different. This ring, let me just not cover my face, a little bit more reflective, or just overall better polished, and just more of a glossier ring, including the stone. So Petersite here, really awesome stones. Looks very elegant, looks like a very pricey stone, to be honest. Like, looks like high quality. It is blue, but don't be deceived. It's, for most people who would be looking from afar, it is so dark that it'll look black. For me, that's a positive. I was also like looking for darker stone. Even originally when I was buying the Voyager, I was looking for a darker stone. So this one, it looks blue, and it's very mesmerizing when you look at it. And you can definitely see a good amount of blue, a tiny bit of brown, and a bit of black. But from afar, if someone's looking at your ring, really it's going to be very dark. It'll be pretty hard to see the navy blue side of it. I think but nevertheless, it looks really cool. Let's talk about sizing really quick. I used this tape measure just to go tape around my pinky. That's where I wanted it on. And again, one of the key suggestion here is, like, make sure you wrap around really tight around your finger to get the accurate result, and then you use the measuring system they've got on their website to tell you what size they need. So I've got both rings from them using this way, and it worked fairly well for me. One caveat with this ring that I'm going to tell you before we get to the caveat, actually, one of the things I really love about this ring. So first of all, the trees, let's get this close. So obviously the light's here, so I'm gonna try it. So the trees on top of the stone is a really cool touch. I don't think there's a lot of rings that do this sort of thing. And overall, just when you look on the sides, and the trees, the mountains, kind of the handcrafted detail of the ring really make it quite a piece. Like, very cool piece that I really like. The downside with the trees, as cool of a design as it is, here's the problem I had. This is actually my second Aurora ring. Here's why. When I ordered it first, I had a little bit of an issue. So the trees, they're attached to the bottom of the ring, right? The part of the bottom, kind of the ground below the trees. the ground below the trees, and then the trees are just attached on the bottom. Unfortunately, I'm gonna take it off here. They're not attached here on the side. So on the side, I need to cover my face here a little bit. They're not attached to the metal on the side, so they really only have the supporting on the bottom. And because it's metal and the trees end in a pointy, sharp end, what happens to be whenever you have, like I've caught it, the tip of the tree with a towel, with kind of like a winter sweater that has threads that are a little bit more loose. And what happened with mine, I don't know how it originally came off, but something caught on the top of the trees and they bent outwards, pretty much perpendicularly. So I knew that was a bad sign. I knew that, again, once you bend the metal, that's always not a good sign. So even though I was able to bend it back, it started occurring more frequently. Again, the towel, sweater, even when I was sleeping at it, with it, I think one time it got caught on the sheet. So that's a little bit of a problem. I think it really became a problem after the first bend, especially because again, once it bent once, it wouldn't go all the way back the same way. So I think it really, after the first bend, the game became really worse. So that happened over a period of 2 weeks after I got it, about 3 or 4 times when I had to bend it back to put it in a flat position over the stone. And on, I think, the 4th or 5th time, it broke off. I mean, not a surprise, kind of expected it. So that was a bummer. I messaged Clocks and Colors, given that, you know, they have their lifetime warranty. It's more for manufacturing defects, but, you know, they're saying that they stand for their products, you know, over a lifetime. So I figured I'm gonna send them email. Send them email. They said to ship the product back to them. I had to pay, for me, I'm in Canada, I had to pay about $20 to ship it back to Ontario. I'd say a little bit overpriced for shipping, but what are you gonna do? I had to ship it to Ontario, and once they received it, they shipped me a new one. So I'm assuming if they're making them in Bali or something, they'll send that one for repair there. So they sent me a new one, and the reason I know it's the new one, it's because it didn't have a couple of dings that I made with the old one. And the stone was slightly different, so that's how I knew it was a slightly different ring. So overall, the customer service was great. However, I'm so split on this ring that I love it. I love the stone, I love the trees, I love all overall design. But now I know I have to be a lot more careful with the top of the trees. And again, for me that means, you know, I don't sleep with the ring. To me, I'm a little bit more careful when I'm washing my hands, I'm using the towel, things that could catch it on. So that's a little bit annoying, because with the Voyager over here, I don't really need to care about it at all. It stays in place, it's great, same type of thing. So that's what I wanted to briefly give you a heads up on, especially if it's Black Friday right now. If you're looking at one of the Aurora rings, again, really good. Despite the trees potentially, you know, breaking off again, I still think it's a really great design. It looks awesome, such a statement ring. I personally love it.